Good afternoon everyone there, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to my channel English with Ms. MK and welcome to this new video in which we are going to present a very interesting lesson. In this lesson, we're going to see when do we use present perfect tense, what are the different parts of present perfect tense, what are the three forms of present perfect tense, how do we conjugate the present perfect with all the subjects, and finally the contractions. Before we deal with the form of the present perfect, let's first answer this question: when? When do we use the present perfect tense? We use the present perfect tense when we talk about a recent action that happened in the past. But I said a recent action. Like the first example, I have eaten pancakes for breakfast. Here, it's a recent action. We use also present perfect to talk about an action which has started in the past and finished in the past, but it has a relationship with the present. For example, I have liked last summer's trip. Third, we use the present perfect to talk about an action or an experience in the past without specifying the time. It means here we say, I have read a book. We don't say, I have read a book yesterday or last summer or last year. We don't specify the time. Let's move now to the form of the present perfect. I have eaten pancakes for breakfast. As you may notice, this is the subject, this is the verb, and this is the rest of the sentence. Here, the verb looks somehow long. Why? Because it has two parts. Have, which is an auxiliary, plus eaten, which is a past participle. So, the present perfect tense is formed of two verbs, two parts. Have or has, which is an auxiliary in the present, and past participle. What is past participle? It's any verb which comes after an auxiliary. This past participle can be irregular. It means this verb changes. To eat becomes eaten. And regular, like prepared. If you have a verb which ends with ed at the end, so it is regular. It doesn't change. So, I repeat, the present perfect is formed of two verbs. Have or has plus past participle. If it is regular, it's clear and it's easy. Just add ed. If it is irregular, just check up your book or check the list of irregular verbs. What are the three forms of the present perfect tense? As you may know, even in French, we have une phrase interrogative, question, une phrase affirmative, point, une phrase négative avec ne et pas, et bien sûr, question-réponse. Tant qu'on a une question, on a une réponse. C'est la même chose en anglais. Alors here you have three forms, and you have these four words, which are called time markers. It means we use these words with present perfect tense to indicate somehow the time. Let's consider the first example. Karim has just done his homework. This sentence is, of course, affirmative because we've got capital letter here and full stop at the end. Here we use just in affirmative sentence after the auxiliary and before the past participle. And we can't use just for other forms. We just use just for affirmative form. Let's consider the second example. Have you ever visited a zoo? Question mark. If you have a question mark, it means it is interrogative. Here we use ever only for questions, and it's placed before the past participle. If you have a question, you have an answer. Short answer, of course. Yes, I have. No, I haven't. If it is yes, you put have full stop. If it is no, you put no, I haven't. Short answer. Third example. Mark has never gone to Greece. Here we have never, which indicates negative form. We can say Mark has not gone to Greece, negative, or we say never, it means 0%, so it is negative. Where do we put never? Because it's very important where to place these words. Where do we put never? We put never after the auxiliary and before the past participle. Last sentence, which is negative 2, I haven't finished my work yet. Yet here we place it in the sentence, but negative form. When you have here negative, you put yet at the end. So I repeat, it's very important where to put these time markers. Just you put it in affirmative, here in the middle. Ever you put it in interrogative only, here before the past participle. And we have another example where we can use ever. For example, this is the best movie that I have ever seen. Here we can use ever for affirmative too, but generally speaking, it's interrogative. Never, we put it in the middle between the auxiliary and the past participle, and yet we put it at the end with the form of negative. Let's see now how do we conjugate present perfect tense with all the subjects. We have a different rule here. We have regular verbs and we have irregular verbs. Let's consider here this example 2, prepare, which is a regular verb. So we say, I have prepared, you have prepared, she, he, it has prepared, we have prepared, you have prepared, they have prepared. What do you notice here? You notice that prepared has not changed with all the subjects. Have has not changed too, except for she, he, it. We say has, we don't say have. So she has prepared. We move to irregular verbs now. I have gone, you have gone, she, he, it has gone, we have gone, you have gone, they have gone. Here you have the verb to go, which changes. We do not add ed for go because it is irregular. So it changes in the past participle form. Here with all the subjects is the same, except for she, he, it, has. Doesn't change. We move now to contraction. What is a contraction? A contraction means how do we shorten a verb to make it easy when you speak or to make it easy when you write. Affirmative form, I have, I've. You have, you've. So what do we put here? We omit H and A and we put an apostrophe. She, he, it, has becomes she's, his, its. You have, you've. We have, we've. They have, they've. It's easy. We have shortened our verb. Now let's see together the contraction of negative form. Here, concentrate, we've got two forms. I have, it can be I haven't, this way, or I've not. You have, you haven't, or you've not. She, he, it has, she hasn't, or she's, his, it's not. You have, you haven't, or you've not. We have, we haven't, we've not. They have, they haven't, they've not. So here you've got the choice. That's all for today, my dear pupils. I hope it was clear. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.